Hello, and welcome to another discussion with Heart Lotus. Today we are discussing emotions and emotional energies. Now, most people are walking around ignoring their emotions and storing them up inside their body. You may think that emotions are not a physical thing that we carry around with us, but emotions are a form of energy, and when you ignore them, they don't get the chance to reintegrate into the body. They are kept at that particular frequency of that particular emotion and stored wherever they were when you chose to ignore or suppress them. There are a couple of ways to release these trapped emotions, and most of them, all of them, require that you feel the emotions in order to fully release. Now, there are some ways that are a lot harder to identify and feel the emotions than others. And in my personal practice, I've used several. And in the upcoming meditation, we will use the most direct method that I found, that of just simply releasing the energy itself. Now, when you do this, you will receive a flood of energy into the body, and also you will very likely receive strong emotions, or maybe not strong emotions, but a sense of hollowness sometimes. It depends on the emotion that is released. Sadness will cause sadness most likely. Anger will cause anger. So on and so forth. The important thing to realize is that you can overdo it with this practice. I wanted to go over this with you ahead of putting out the meditation, because in most forms of emotional release there are limiting factors to your ability to release the emotions, and this one doesn't have one. That is to say, there are several other less direct methods, and because they are less direct, they do not have an issue of possible overtraining. As a result, I'm asking you to please only do this once a week, no more. I know most spiritual teachers will say that you need to practice something every day, but this practice is too much for almost anybody. So once a week is good. Now, I'm going to outline the practice, but we're not going to do it right now. There will be an entire separate video for that. So first, you'll need to go into a meditative state. If you don't know how to do that, I will lead you into a basic meditative state in the next video. Following going into a meditative state, you'll need to look inward into your emotional energy body. Now I know that's a very specific body, and the body and the energy bodies aren't really separated in any way, shape, or form, but it is useful to separate them so that we can do this. Now, it just filters out some of the information. Now, I know most of you can't do this, but if you follow the directions, you will be able to do it during this upcoming meditation video. Now, after looking into the emotional energy body, you will very likely see a lot of little packets of energy, or possibly blister-looking things on the energy body, or vortexes of energy that shouldn't really be there. That's what we're looking for. Things that look out of place. Now, depending on how you end up seeing them, when I first did this, I saw it as bubbles of trapped energy, so I popped them to release the energy back into the system. When my wife first did this, she saw little tornadoes, and so in order to release the energy, we dissipated the tornado. So it's going to depend on how your mind interprets what it's seeing, what it's feeling. Then once you do that, you will very likely feel a large wave of emotion. It's very, very important that you allow yourself to feel that emotion. Don't hide from it. Emotion is not something that you can hide from. It is a signal that your mind or your brain or your body is sending to you about something. And if it doesn't get sent, it gets stored like some sort of Gmail for emotions. Now, a lot of people have put forth the claim that what you don't consciously know about cannot affect you. Now, I don't think this is true. The emotions that you're carrying around with you, whether you realize it or not, are coloring everything that you experience, everything that you see, feel, hear, smell, taste, everything. So, in order to see reality more clearly, you need to release those emotions. That's why this is the second meditation video that I'll be giving. Like I said earlier, you can overdo it. It is very easy to overdo this. So during the meditation video, I will lead you to do only 5 trapped emotions at a time. Your intuition will pick the 5 as the most important ones for you to feel. And it will work out well. Don't be concerned about the extreme emotion that may pop up. Probably will pop up. This is expected, and it's good for you. regardless of what emotion it is. And it'll go away if you let yourself feel it in less than a minute in most cases. It may pop back up over the next day or so, but for the most part, that first big wave of emotion is going to be it. It's really the times when you don't feel the big wave of emotion that it pops up over the next day or two. I would say that of the spiritual practices that I practice and have previously practiced and dropped since, this practice is the one that did the most to push me to progress spiritually. And it can do the same for you. I'll see you then.